I've spent the past 5 days looking for every way to get a 0 damage combo in Tekken. For what purpose? For what reason? Why would you want to do a 0 damage combo? Cause it's funny. It's really funny. Look, it's like 0 damage. I looked over every single character's move. All 37. I went through all their movesets to make sure I didn't miss one, so I wouldn't get a damn comment correcting me like I get a comment in every single one of these videos. My fault. I did too much. You know what? I really appreciate you guys' comments and feedback, because without it, I wouldn't even be making this video. So keep it coming. You know, I might crash out, but you know, it's fun. It's fun. In the long term, it's fun. Comment collecting. All right. Let's get to it. Alright, first up we got King, my glorious King, with his 0 damage move, Shove. 9-frame startup, nothing on normal hit. Wow, that's a useless move. But then you get counter hit, and he has a 9-frame counter hit launcher in heat, pretty much. I don't know his combo, but yeah, really good move. But you can also just do this. Pretty funny, right? But what's even funnier, shout out this guy. If you turn on multiple counter hits, alright, next up we have Xiaoyu back 3, or down back 3, sorry. Kind of like King Shove, nothing on normal hit, kind of useless, but on counter hit she gets a guaranteed follow-up. I think this is a launcher. Doesn't really matter in this case though, because for this we're gonna do a low parry combo. Bam, bam, bam. Wow. We'll get back to Xiaoyu later, but I want to clear up all the normal 0 damage combos. You'll see what I mean by that. Alright, I've already talked about Bryan. This is 0 damage a lot, but I'll just do it quickly. There are 2 ways to get it with Bryan. So the first method is by doing a taunt, and as soon as the taunt hits the opponent, when the knee connects, you hit taunt again, and for some reason, for whatever the reason, it's a combo. The second method, my method, is by catching an opponent in the air and then just taunt canceling 3 times, like that. So those are probably going to be the 3 most common ways to get a 0 damage combo. These next few only work under a certain circumstance. And what is that circumstance, you may be asking, dear viewer? Well, you know how Heat Burst can't kill? Well, this is because once somebody's at 1 HP, the move will just do 0 damage. That it just counts as 0 damage. So, Heat Burst can be an extension for these combos, which means Xiaoyu can get something like this. But it's not just Heat Burst. There are 3 other moves with this same property, like Victor's back 2, which usually does 10 damage, but since Jack is at 1 HP, it doesn't do anything. Very similar to King Shove, we can do back 2 into back 2. And even more similar to King Shove, if we turn on multiple counter hits. Kazuya's down back 3+4 is a weird case. The move actually used to be 0 damage, but now it does 10 damage, but it doesn't kill. So it's part of this list. It's a weird case though, because watch this. Where is the combo? Watch what happens when the opponent is at 100 HP. Like what? Alright, for the last combo, we're gonna have to travel back in time. Guys, be nice, okay? I need the mod, bro, okay? The computer's gonna sound like a hurricane if I don't, okay? Please be nice. Jack's up 4-3, also cannot kill. Okay, so I found this one by complete accident. I didn't even mean to. I was editing. So you know how you take damage from a wall splat, right? See, so I didn't even consider this to be a 0 damage combo because of the damage wall splat does. See, it does 1 damage. But I guess in Tekken 8, this wasn't the case in Tekken 7. You can't die from a wall splat. Like, you can't die. You get no damage. So it's 0. It's 0. Okay, that's all of them. And before you ask, no, you can't do anything with Azucena's unblockable 0 damage launcher in heat that it doesn't lead to a 0 damage combo. If you somehow find a way to make this work, to get a 0 damage combo from this, I'll give you a kiss on the mouth, bro. So yeah, we've reached the part of the video where I start begging for subs. Please subscribe, pretty please subscribe. Look at the sub count, we're so close to 4K. Please subscribe, please, and leave a comment and like. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching.